what scares me. I've never truly been alone and worked on myself, and I'm terrified of it. And that's not even me saying, oh, I miss my ex, I miss blah blah blah. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that sometimes I miss having a connection like that, where I felt like, oh, I had a person, right? And like, I had my person. I miss that for sure.
That says way more about him than it does me and our relationship.
Welcome back to The Modern Judge. She left a marriage, launched a healing era, filmed every breakdown and uploaded all of it. And then he started dating someone else. Gentlemen, she handed us the entire case herself. Let's go through it.
I am honestly really sad right now, if you can tell. That's like the weirdest thing about grief is like, didn't cry for 2 days, was good for 2 days, and now I'm by myself, and it's just like the hurricane, like it's here again, you know? It's, the tsunami is back. Like, it's just so hard, and like, I'm frustrated because I, got, my whole world got disheveled, and I feel like he has moved on, and he is healed and moved on and doesn't care about me, which I don't want him to come back into my life, but it still just sucks, I can't imagine, thank you guys for sharing stuff, like stories that you've been, like, you've gotten through this and it's been however many years, because I could not imagine that. I keep forgetting to do the 3-minute option, but I never know how much I'm gonna talk. I can't imagine being with someone for a really long time and going through this, Sorry if you can hear my cat literally playing in the background. Like, I was only with him for 4.5 years, 1 year married. I could not imagine, though, being with him for longer and this happening, but it's just so sad sometimes, and it's like so hard to have to learn how to do life by yourself again. Like, you don't have that person to call all the time, or that best friend to go do things with, and that's what scares me. I've never truly been alone and worked on myself, and I'm terrified of it.
She didn't leave a bad marriage. She left assuming something better was waiting on the other side. When she looked around and it was just her and a ring light, the tsunami showed up right on schedule.
Not me crying on the internet more, but I just want to share all of it, the good and the bad, so that I have this to look on a year from now and know that I did heal, but also to help anybody else who's going through heartbreak. Like, heartbreak sucks. It sucks so bad. You like physically feel the pain, emotionally, mentally, everything. And again, I had 2 really, really good days. Did not cry at all those 2 days. And then, as soon as I'm by myself, or as soon as, I do something or something triggers me, it just all comes flooding back. And like, it's just a lot. Grief sucks. This whole thing sucks so bad. And I'm literally praying and thinking about anybody else going through a divorce or a really bad heartbreak, because this shit sucks.
She doesn't want him back. She just wants him to still be hurting. Those are 2 very different things, and she said both in the same breath.
Happy Easter if you celebrate. I just wanted to talk about the fact that it's okay to sit down and miss the person sometimes, miss the connection you had. I think a lot of the times I try, and I think I'm really strong about what happened to me most of the time, and I think that I haven't cried about my ex in a long time, actually. But today, I just kind of sat down, and this is a holiday I probably would have spent with his family too, and it's okay to just like miss what you had sometimes. Like, I know that we try and tell ourselves like, well, they weren't right for us, or maybe they were a bad person, or maybe they did this, or they did this to you. And like, while I think that's true, and like, I think that you can tell yourself that, I mean, that's like, I try and put on this really, sorry, this is very rambly, but I really did just pick up the camera and start talking. I think what I'm trying to say is that we tell ourselves, or at least I do, if I'm thinking about my ex, I typically am just like, nope, not gonna think about him. Like, we're detaching, you know what I mean? And that works the majority of the time.
She picked up the camera to tell us she's doing great, then cried for 4 minutes about a holiday she was spent with his family. Strong start.
But sometimes you can just sit down and cry. You can sit down and let out your feelings. And I think people who don't ever cry about things, or people who don't ever let themselves think about it, like, we have to think about it. We have to feel the things. And that doesn't make you weak. Like, being vulnerable does not make you weak. I really hate when people say that. Because life is all about the human emotions and what we go through. You know what I mean? Like, that is literally life. And I just think that it's okay to just sit down and miss what you had. It's okay to, and that's not even me saying, oh, I miss my ex, I miss blah blah blah. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that sometimes I miss having a connection like that, where I felt like, oh, I had a person, right? And like, I had my person.
That is the same sentence said 3 different ways. Pick one and commit to it.
I miss that for sure, but I think sometimes it's okay. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to sit. And I think a lot of the times we try and distract, or we try and fill with voids, or we try and move on to the next person. And some days it's okay to just sit, and it's okay to have a cry and get back out there in life. And I'm sorry that this was so rambling, but happy Easter. I love you guys. Thanks for always listening to me chat.
Something also that I think is so cool is that emotions only, if you sit in your emotions and simply let them pass, it will only last for 90 seconds. Typically we don't do that as humans. We tend to analyze and kind of spiral and think what ifs, or I should have done this different. But if you actually truly just sit in your emotions and let them pass, it can only last 90 seconds. And that's something that has been really helping me through this, because I need to just let my emotions pass. And I think that actually sitting in them and letting my emotions out, it's just releasing everything and helping me to feel better.
She has been publicly crying for months. She just discovered emotions last 90 seconds. She found a cheat code and is still on the loading screen.
So, something to remind you guys as well, if today's been hard, or you've been kind of crying a lot, or angry, or sad, or whatever it may be.
I have to say something really quickly. So, whenever I figured out that my ex-husband was dating the girl that I was worried about at the end of our marriage, I was so sad at first. And then I realized how much stronger I am now than even I was 6 months ago, because that would have made me feel devastated for like weeks, I feel like. And I was really only sad for like a day or two. Like, yeah, it still hurts. It's disappointing and it hurts, but it's almost like the anticipation of what I thought was going to be my worst nightmare. Now that it like came true, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. Like, that says way more about him than it does me and our relationship.
She suspected that woman the entire marriage. Stayed anyway. Left anyway. Grieved on camera for months. When he started dating her, she filed it under his character flaws. At what point does any of this stop saying more about him? She filmed herself in video one, so she could watch it a year later as proof she healed. The year passed. She watched it, then uploaded another breakdown. Gentlemen, she printed the receipts, filmed them, tagged them, and uploaded them herself. Some women will hand you the entire case and still be surprised by the verdict.